All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 65 of the Neptune Sunday podcast. We talked about this a little bit last time. We had a little break, but this is the second episode of season five. Trying to get back into it. Happy to have a guest today. Shout out to Whitney Abstrakt. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm blessed to be here. And thank you for having me, Vaughn. This is dope. This is really, really dope.
Listen, you just told me this is your first podcast, so we are blessed. We're honored to have you join us in your first podcast. So go ahead, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Whitney Abstract. You can call me Whit, you can call me Whitney. It used to be Would Never Quit. I was like back in the day. But yeah, Whitney Abstract. I've been DJing for almost 14, 15 years. Started very early in the space, blog era, mixtape era. Um, I'm originally from Woodbridge, Virginia. So I'm DMV. I know that's always like an argument amongst the Virginia Knights. What's Virginia? Was DMV? Was not DMV? Was DC? All that. But yeah, started very early in the space, and Blog Era had like mixtapes very early on with local acts, and from there kind of just progressed. Worked with some artists that you may or may not have heard of very early on in their careers. Um, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
reason we had this conversation, or started this conversation, is you put out that you wanted a chance to explain what your name is. So like, why don't you start with that about how you got your name?
Yeah. Okay. Um, Yeah, so initially when I first started, I was very, very young. I want to say like senior in high school, freshman in college, and it was Wit Never Quit. And then something hit me. I was like sketching because I like to draw, I like to sketch. So something hit me, and I was like, "What about abstract?" Because the song, um, Q-Tip song, Vibrant Thing.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was like, man, this song is crazy. And he was like, kept saying abstract in that like era, the Violator era. And I was like, man, this song is crazy. And so that I said DJ Abstract early on. Then I changed it as I got older and just my name, Whitney Abstract.
Word.
So it's interesting because I'm on a Neptune's podcast and to hear when I went back, like did the history of like Pharrell, Neptune's, he loved Q-Tip,
Yep.
Q-Tip's name in Tribe Called Quest. He used to be like Q-Tip or Abstract. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. This is like the lineage. But that's pretty much the gist of it. It's just like a lot of a lot of just everything kind of being intertwined in that. So I really love that because I know that Pharrell speaks really highly of Q-Tip, and I before
Yep.
I even connected all those dots, I was just like, man, abstract cool because it's like art and it's
Yep.
literally means different or not to know, like rebel, like that's literally what it means. So yeah, that's where I got my name.
That's what's up. Yeah, I figured it had something to do with Q-Tip and like that Violator era was a good time for music. Like there's a lot of
Absolutely.
some good Q-Tip, some good Nori. We got some Neptunes in there with Busta and Nori. So yeah, like I like the connection is this is a perfect place for you to explain that, right? Like it worked out. Like I think
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure.
so. Talk a little bit about how growing up in the DMV kind of influenced your music taste.
Yeah, that's a great question. Early on, so I'm a church kid. I'm a church girl. So early on, I was just drawn to music. Um, I have an uncle who played bass for our church,
Mm.
and I tell this story all the time. We had children's church, and they had youth pastor church, whatever. So children's church. there was the song I'm saved, so glad I'm saved.
Yeah.
And every month the children's church would do a performance for the church, big church. And they had that song that was out, and they found out I could beatbox. And I'm young, I'm like elementary school. They
Word.
found out I could beatbox, and um we did the performance, and it was kind of like a wait a minute, y'all, we got a remix. And then I started beatboxing, and the church went crazy.
That's what's up.
So after that, people were coming up to my mom and some of my parents saying, like, if she can do that, she can play drums. So then I learned how to play drums. And of course, DMV, go go. When I was little, I was like, oh, go go, oh. But then as I got older and I'm like learning drums, I'm like, this is getting in the pocket. Like, oh, I love junkyard, love backyard. So I just think like just being a church kid and having that kind of like that, my ear is just a little more fine tuned. Not saying that it's above anyone else or what they do, but it's just the taste of having the musicality in what I pick to play is there from very, very early on.
Yeah.
And then I also end up learning bass guitar um as well. So it's go-go for sure. Neptunes, absolutely. We all know grinding changed the world. It literally changed the world. So yeah, I would definitely say that those two for sure.
Yeah. That's dope. I mean, the go-go influences, like you said, even in Richmond, growing up, so my brother, my oldest brother could be my dad because he's like 17 years older than me. So,
Okay, yeah. Okay. Papa was
so he's
a
so my oldest brother, like he was into that go-go though, because he was in college around the time when
yeah,
I was like growing up in like elementary school. So I'm like, I'm hearing these songs, but I'm like not appreciating them as much as I did when I got to Hampton. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm in the same spaces with the people that are from Maryland and from, the DMV area. Like, and I had some cousins that live in PG County that I used to spend time with that would play some go-go every now and then too. So like I was exposed to it. But it's definitely there. And like I think, it was dope. It's dope because you hear the Chuck Brown influence on Nelly Houghton here. You hear it on Puff's Finna Get Loose. Um,
yeah. Wow,
and
wow.
then yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. No Diddy.
yeah.
But it was also dope like to have something in the water be up there, right? And for them to do
Right, yeah.
that panel with Big G in them, like that was a really dope
Yeah.
moment to be able to show one, how we're all connected, like
Yeah, for sure.
between 757, Richmond, and then the DMV, like and then even Baltimore, that's four completely distinctive different places. But at the same time, we are all connected, we're all family. I thought that was a good example of that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that he had something in the water had featured Backyard, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Roots Picnic featured them or will feature them this weekend,
Think so.
Backyard Band.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite go-go bands as well. So yeah, I think that's dope, and just to have it kind of finally people being like, why don't we just everybody merge them all together like DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. So don't ever go. You already know if you go up to somebody and you're like, where you from? You're like, I'm from DC. Oh, they're like, what part? You're like, oh, well, I'm from Virginia. This part over here. And then they're like, you can't play around with that. They'll get mad with that. But yeah, I agree completely, completely, completely.
It was real dope. We did a post because we talked about it on a couple episodes, some episode last season, but when I was living in DC, I stumbled upon it and I had to scour YouTube last year to find it. But like it's a Nori, I'm a G. I think that's what band is that? What I think is what band? And
What band?
they
Yeah.
did a go-go version of Nori, I'm a G, and then Backyard did Nelly Flap Your Wings.
Yes, absolutely classics.
Bro.
Those are classics.
Fire.
Fire. What band also has? I'm not. They have the Erykah Badu window seat
Oh,
classic as
word.
absolutely. That's like that'll go off up here if you play it. So shout out to what band for sure.
That's what's up. So
Yeah,
getting into the Neptune specifically, like tell me
yeah.
what song you remember being like your first introduction to the Neptunes.
Grinding. Absolutely grinding. Being at that age, I think I was like, I don't want to tell my age. Look, I think I was in like sixth or seventh grade when grinding came out. And you already know, being on the table
Yeah.
in middle school is the worst. That age demographic is like the most is when I say worse, I just mean they're feisty and they like joning, they picking on people, they making fun of people, they making fun of, whatever, slang words, whatever. But um just like that the beat itself is literally like three sound bites, four sound bites. And then from like
Yes.
that shit changed the world. It changed the world. Um Yeah, I don't know how he even thought of that. Now I'm gonna go back and listen and watch the Lego joint, the
Yeah.
Lego, uh, because that was also really good. Did have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it I actually saw it twice.
Okay,
There's a group down here that like organizes events around like something in the water called Something in the Water Cousins, where they have like a
okay,
community showing for it. And then I
mm,
took my wife to see it like a couple weeks after that. But
okay,
for people like us who love music, like that's who it's for. Like, you know how our world is, man. Like everyone wants to criticize and talk negatively about stuff, and like talk about how much it didn't make any money. But it's like for what it needed to be, like it was
yeah,
exactly what it needed to be. Like
absolutely.
it was a documentary of, timeless music that has made such an impact on people like us. So
Mm.
I thought
What
it was
was your favorite? What introduced you to the Neptunes?
so my story for getting connected with the Neptunes is my god brother, not my brother, but my god brother. So my
Okay.
mom and her best friend since sixth grade, born the same day. And so
Um,
my godmom has two sons. One of them is my age, and the other one is older than us by like 4 years. So the older one is a DJ. And
okay.
so it was me and his younger brother were in ninth grade, and he was DJing a party for these two girls that were in high school with us that were in 12th grade, like two of the baddest girls in the high school, and he let us tag along. And so we was hype, right? Like we in the party with the old kids. And so the story I tell is like I remember him dropping Philly's Most Wanted, Please Don't Mind. And so it's
Okay.
like 2001, right? And so it's and we not up north, like we in Richmond, Virginia. So like to hear that song and to hear it ring off the way it did in that crowd was like made me pay attention. And so my godbrother who's DJ would always, you know, I would download stuff from it for him. Like I was the first person in the family that had the CD burner. So like I would get stuff and then like, then I
Mm,
would catch the Neptunes joints when he would ask for certain songs. So like that was the one that really jumped it off. But like, at the same time, realizing that Jay-Z, I Just Want to Love You was Neptunes and Nori, Super Thug, and Oh No, like all of that coming out at the same time, like
yeah.
that run was when I really started to pay attention for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have to give Beyonce her flowers because he did a lot of her album. He did Kitty Cat. He did. I'm sorry. I'm saying they did because
Right.
it was very sad to see that they had parted ways.
Yeah.
Um, because I do kind of feel like there's a little bit of a difference in the sound. But like if Neptunes and then just Pharrell, like I feel like there's that famous video of the Natasha Ramos. I hope
Mm-hmm.
I got the name correctly with Midnight Hour.
Yeah.
And he's trying to figure it out. Pharrell's like Midnight Hour. And as soon as Chad comes in with the guitar, he's like, and then automatically, boom, he
Yep.
got it. And he was just like, no, no.
Yep.
And to this day, that's like a classic. Like if you're a Neptunes nerd, no pun intended, like you know that song, you know that video.
Yep.
Um, I just think I just think it's dope. I think his brain's like literally on another planet for sure.
Yeah, Natasha Ramos is definitely one of those hidden gems that, like, if you know, you know. Like, what's another like
Yeah.
underrated joint that you have that you bring out every now and then to like really show off when in some of your sets?
Uh, man. Last night, Justin
Mm.
Timberlake. Shout out to the Justified, that whole album, because he
That's
basically,
my favorite song on that. Like the whole album
yeah,
is great, and obviously I always talk like we get to brag because that whole album, like the best songs in there for the most part is all Virginia. And like,
yep.
but I
Absolutely.
think Rock Your Body is undeniable, but Last Night is my joint. I like that joint a lot.
Last night, what else? I just had it. It was another album, 8701.
Mm.
That's something's on there. It has you don't have to call, of course.
Hmm.
Um,
And I don't know with that guy we can't talk about.
um, excuse me, I'm gonna be singing these songs as I think I'm like, oh yeah, that one song. And who else? What other songs? I love, of course, N.E.R.D. Period changed the world. I changed my world anyway. VA all day, and it just showed like a different style and different type of blackness. Like you don't have to fit into this mold of black or this mold of black. You can actually be this mold of black. You can wear streetwear. You can wear ride skateboards. You can play instruments. You know what I mean? And it's okay to do so. Um, N.E.R.D. another level, like lap dance. You can't be me. I'm a rock star. Like oh man, I can go on and on. I mean, but that's what we're here for.
What would you say is your favorite of the Nerd albums?
Well, that's hard. Let me see.
My ranking changes depending on whatever day it is. Like it depends on what mood I'm in. Like because all of them came out at such specific times and like it's got different energy with it.
It really does. And I kind of feel like the first one, Sing Sounds, is probably number one forever. And then after that is what's the first one?
In search of.
Yes. Those two for me are top two forever. And then of course, they got the I don't remember the names. Sing Sounds actually is the one with She Wants to Move, right?
No, that's Fly or Die.
Fire Die. See what I mean? Too many classics. Too many classics today. But definitely the first two, Sing Sounds and In Search Of for sure.
Yeah.
In Search Of just because of how impactful it was on music and on culture, and especially Black culture,
Right.
and especially growing up as a child and seeing what you see in videos and things like that. And you're like, what? This guy's riding a BMX bike? What is it?
Right.
What is this? He's
Right.
wearing a trucker hat. Like, what is this? I'm into style and fashion and things like that. And I'm like, oh, this is like different. This is cool. This is abstract. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just cool to see, and I like that he continues to do that. And of course, Chad Hugo, he kind of played the background, but he also did a phenomenal job. And I think his name is it Shay,
Yeah,
the
shit.
third? Yeah, Shay. Of course, he has verses. Um, Runs to the Sun and you know what? Those two I always kind of like try to like slide those in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll try to slide those in there if it's like depending on where I'm at, if it's like a chill lounge R&B or if it's like something. like um like a Neptune's party or like a VA party. Really, it would be too much to do like Timbaland versus Pharrell, man. That would be like but anywho.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
we actually did I did an episode with one of my best friends.
Mhm.
And it was like I think they were all Tim, Swiss,
Mm.
he were out for Swiss's birthday or something out the country, and like they were having this conversation about who had the best beats, and Timbaland and Pharrell both being humble, but also like trying to say the other one was better. But that inspired me and my best friend to do an episode where we battled Timbaland versus Pharrell, but specifically Jay-Z songs. And like,
Ooh.
yo, he
Okay.
is like, and he thinks that he's a connoisseur. I give him his credit. He knows his stuff. Like
Mm.
he intentionally didn't play Big Pimp because he wanted to show
All
off.
right.
But but you forget, man, like, yo, hey Poppy, like that's
Woo.
like when that
Woo.
comes on, like hey Poppy, I mean he towards the end he brought out the Justin Timberlake suit and tie joint. I forgot about that. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's yep. Da, da, da,
Bro,
da, da.
crazy,
Yep.
crazy. But yeah, I mean, like you can't go wrong with the two of them. Like the Neptunes and Timbo, like, obviously mad love for missing all of them too. Like it's
Absolutely.
the
Absolutely.
love, like the genius and the hits that have come from down here in 757 is crazy. But wherever you're from in Virginia, we definitely claiming them, no matter what.
Absolutely. We came to VA all day. Like that's why DMV is important. I'm happy that happened.
Yeah,
Whoever created it, shout out to them. And I'm happy that people are able to say like DMV and then claim their area, like
right,
Virginia, Maryland, DC. So I love that. I love that for
right.
sure.
So I know like you do a little your sets are a little vibey. So like what are some of your top like what's your top five Neptunes R&B songs?
Dang. Oh, do I need to fill up my Serato? Oh my gosh. Top five
Just go off the
Neptune
top of your head.
R&B songs off the top of my head. Definitely Run to the Sun is on there. That's one. Hmm. I'm trying not to be too like cookie cutter because you don't have to call is in there, of
Gotta
course.
be.
The remix with Ludacris, by the way.
Yes. Ludacris
Yes.
killed that. Killed that.
Eight. Man, I'm a player.
Yo, Ludacris gets slept on earth, man. And he also got like he got a couple of throwaways with them, but he got some hits with the Neptunes too.
Yeah, he do, he do, he do.
Yeah.
So that's two. Let me see. R&B. Man, Justin Timberlake last night. Justin Timberlake. Um, what's the other one? Like I Love You, and then I'll put Kitty Cat. People don't know he did Kitty Cat.
Yeah. Kitty Cat is fire.
Kitty Cat is fire. Yeah, I think that's five because then I could like keep going on the list, especially when it comes to Beyonce, because there was a lot of songs I didn't know that the Neptunes did
Yeah.
from I think her first album. Yeah.
They did so they did a couple on B-Day. There was one like there's a couple unreleased strings from the first album sessions that didn't come out, like, but they definitely cook with Beyonce. Like
Hmm.
if you I don't know if you saw when we posted it, but go back and check. I think it might be you might have to go check our YouTube. But a
Okay.
couple of years ago, when like I was telling you, my boy Justin Tinsley, he wrote the biography for Biggie that came out in 2022 or three or something like that. And so what I did was it sparked my idea. We had a conversation about like what if Biggie had a chance to get on some Neptune's beats. So
Hmm.
my god brother, who I was just talking about, I got him to cook up, and so he did a couple of blends of Biggie verses on Neptune's beat, and one of them is Big Papa over Kitty Cat.
Oh, I might need that.
I'll send you the link, but
Yeah, yeah, you might have slide me that one. That sounds
works.
like I
It works
could,
very well.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
definitely got the bop. Like you feel like it would have fit perfectly. And Biggie was right there. That's the sad part about it. Like he was right there from because like right when he passed away was right before Mace Looking at Me came out. So like it was on the way. Like
Mhm.
it was gonna happen.
Yeah. Dang, that sucks. Because he would have ate on a lot of those, especially the early ones. He might have even been able to cook on some of the Nori ones too.
Right. Right. Definitely some of the Nori ones. Um, they did some stuff for 'cause, they ended up doing a remix for the Locks, If You Think I'm Jiggy. So the connection with Bad Boy was there early.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So one thing that I always ask people
Okay.
is you got to pick your favorite collaborator. Like, who do you think is the best Neptune's collaborator? Usually it comes down to Snoop or Jay-Z. I mean, Pusha, I don't like, I feel like Pusha is an easy answer too, because it's
Mhm.
like Clipse work, Pusha work, that's one thing. But like, usually I have people make that decision. Like, if you got to pick between Snoop and Hove, who has the best hits or your favorite tracks with the Neptunes?
See, that's a hard one for me when it comes to the Neptunes because I'm a Jay-Z stan and I like a lot of B sides, like Allure.
Hmm. Yep.
Like that's like probably one of my favorite Neptunes meets Jay-Z songs. Um, but then when it comes to getting the party right, you have to play the Snoop Neptune joints. You have to play Beautiful. You have to play dang, not number one. What's the other one?
Uh, I mean, the Snoop one's like Signs with Charlie Wilson and Justin Timberlake is crazy.
Signs. Yes.
Um,
You have to play Signs. You have to
I
play
play Drop It Like It's Hot.
Drop It Like, oh my God. Snoop Eden. Because he came with a lot of Pharrell came with a lot of great hooks for those songs. So they ate. And I think maybe because Snoop was so chill, they were able to kind of really like cook together and kind of like bring Snoop into a world he hadn't really like ventured
Yeah,
into. Um, but I'm a Jay-Z head, so I gotta,
I'm with you. I'm definitely with you because I
yeah,
I grew up I grew up in the era when it was Bad Boy and then it was right after Bad Boy it was Rockefeller and Rough Riders. So like Jay-Z was it for me in terms of like that's my favorite rapper of all time. And like
bro, yeah,
when I get into the Jay-Z ones, like you said, Allure, I just want to love you. I just want to love you. It's like, okay, cool, that's commercial. Like that's one of the
yeah.
top joints. But like people forget about La 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 until they hear it out. Like,
Yes, the remix,
yes,
yes,
the joint from the Bad Boy soundtrack. Like that is
yeah,
he was rapping on there, like crazy. Going like
yeah.
I'll never make the news again. My man will shoot you. Like just talking crazy, bro. Like just talking
Yikes.
crazy. Talking crazy. Like that's
Yeah.
yeah. But I definitely like let me see if I can find it. Like one of my boys had a really good quote. I did an interview with him a couple years ago. And he basically was like, if you're looking at rap symphonies, hold on, let me find it. So this is what my boy said. My boy Chauncey, he's crazy. He's from Richmond. He went to Cornell. He's like super. hospitality, hotel management guy, but he's also like a really good rapper. Um,
Shout out to the 804.
yeah, so he was like, I did an episode with him back in the first season. He was like, the way that Snoop sits into these records is like another instrument. If the Neptunes are producing rap symphonies, Snoop is a violin and Jay-Z is percussion. And I was like, dog, that sounds like something that he would say, because that's the way that he thinks, like,
Yes, absolutely.
yes. But 100%, like I think it comes down to personal preference, right? But it also comes down into
Mhm.
the vibe, into the moment. Like you're
Mhm.
not wrong with either one, because all of those songs are gonna ring off. Like we just named. Beautiful is gonna ring off. Like Drop It Like It's Hot is gonna ring off.
Yes.
I Just Want to Love You. People love to hear I Know out. Like,
I love when I play I know and the drums and when you hear like the best thing about DJing is when you drop a song that's kind of like okay you don't know how it's gonna hit and then you get the oh from the crowd.
yes.
That is definitely one of those. That is definitely one of those. I know is like
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
And they singing it, rapping it.
Yep.
That's one of those for sure.
Yep.
People also sleep on the Neptunes, the remix of Drop It Like It's Hot.
Yeah.
They sleep on that one as well. Like I
Yes.
love that playing that song.
Yes.
Um,
Jay-Z was talking crazy on that one too.
yeah. Chef Boyardee is back in the kitchen. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, we did a whole episode like a bracket, like, because people be sleeping on P's raps, man. Like
Right, exactly.
P, like, especially for people that, I always really appreciated when uh DJ Drama was on his press run for his latest album a couple years ago, and he was always asked about, some of his favorite gangster girls, and he would always mention, the Pharrell gangster girl and how important that was. And like, yeah, that was important for us. Like you were saying earlier, like the way
Hmm.
that P and Chad kind of carved out the space for us kids who wasn't necessarily doing the super thug motif, right? Like we was into being
Right.
into the fashion. But then to have him get a Gangsta Grills, which we knew Gangsta Grill at the time was like Wayne, T.I., and Jeezy, and all of a sudden
Yep.
our guy got a Gangsta Grills. Like that was a
Yep.
deal. Like and he was rapping on there.
He was rapping on there.
Like really rapping, really rapping. All right, last thing before I let you go. We talked about grinding earlier.
Yes.
Today is the timestamp is announced that the Clipse album has finally got a date. Man, we've been waiting for this for almost 2 years, but July 11th, the Clipse album, Let God Sort Him Out, is coming out.
Yeah.
What you think? How you feeling? What you expect?
We'll see. That's what I'll say. Because, and I only say that, and I'm speaking from a stand perspective of the Neptunes, Virginia, Pharrell and Chad. I'm used to Pharrell and Chad.
Mm,
So this is only going to be Pharrell and Neptunes. I'm sorry, Clipse. I'm interested to see what it's going to have, what it's going to sound like, what it's going to be. I know what the Clipse are offering.
mm.
I want to see what Pharrell is bringing to this album um, without Chad. As far as I know, this is the first time he's done an album without Chad in a minute, right?
A whole album? I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
like he did stuff on Almost Dry, but like that's not a whole album. So, but I feel like it's gonna sound similar, maybe similar vibes to It's Almost Dry. I mean, the thing about it is like the music has had a specific sound, and but I also think that a lot of stuff that he was making for other people was kind of like work. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
Yeah.
not work. I feel like this is like family. They said they did the whole thing in Paris, like so Push and Malice were going to Paris to sit in there and cook
Mhm.
up with him, and like I think that's another part of it that's why I have high hopes for, is because
Yeah.
I think the expectation of that relationship is like Push and Mouse are not gonna let P give him some stuff that's not, you know, of the quality that needs to be for their fourth album to come out 15 years after the last one. Like
Ooh.
that's a long time. So I think I feel like everybody's gonna be in the game, but we'll see. The first song drops tomorrow, so we'll have a good indication tomorrow.
Hope so. I really hope so. I am again VA all day. I'm a stan, and I'm looking forward to see what they put out.
So you
And
talked about grinding. Any other clip songs that you really like?
any other Clipse songs? Oh, I'm so sorry. Any other Clipse songs that I really like? I really love Keys Open Doors
Hmm.
Forever. I'm from Virginia when ain't shit to do but cook. Uh, what's funny about being from Northern Virginia, you can kind of claim both sides. You can be like, oh, I'm DMV, but then like, oh yeah, ain't no fools about
Right.
like Virginia. But yeah, Keys Open Doors. Trying to think what else. Mr. Me Too, love Mr. Me Too. That's probably my top three for sure.
Yeah.
Sure, for sure.
A bunch of my favorites, like for sure. Like we did a bracket for the Clips a couple of years ago too, and surprisingly, Mr. Me Too was the one that won.
For real.
Yeah.
Mr. Me Too. Oh,
Everybody expected it to be grinding, but
yeah. I can't forget this song. Ma, I Don't Love Her. People don't give that song enough credit. That song is bananas. Faith is singing on there. She cooking like that joint.
hmm
Fire.
hmm
Fire flames for sure.
Yep,
For
that
sure.
definitely like when you listen to that album as a whole, like especially now, because now like we live in different times where singles don't really mean anything. But like for
Mhm.
Mod Lover to be a single shows how strong that song was, but it also like helped them get that crossover appeal a little bit to get like with Faith on there to have people
Mhm.
get along to it while they talking about their regular, you know, dope dealer raps.
Right, exactly. It's like, what? Y'all talking about girls? Okay.
Right.
It's like it hit though. That joint
Yeah.
hit. Like, that's. Sorry, if I start singing songs, it's because I be DJing and I can't help it. It's the music. It's the
Yo,
music.
well, I really appreciate you coming on for your first podcast, sitting down, talking to me. Before I let you go, tell the people where they can check you out, talk about any upcoming products or events you got coming up.
Yeah. So yeah, you can find me on all socials at Whitney Abstract with a K. Um, DC Pride, I'm sorry, World Pride is going to be in DC this year.
Got you.
So there are going to be a lot of events happening. I'll be DJing next Friday for Queer Aunties and Curious TV collab. They're doing a party next Friday. You can find me there. Um, I'm also I'll be in LA in October. Um, and I'll also be back in Atlanta for a party for Spellhouse, a
Mm,
queer party for Spellhouse that often gets overlooked in the queer community. We don't really see those a lot in the open space. So we party with everybody else. But this time we'll be able to have something to go to. And I'm just blessed to be able to do something for Spellhouse because I heard so many great things about it. And I've never been to like the actual homecoming. So to do something there for the queer community is great. And you can also follow girlcrush.atl for that as well.
word. I'll definitely look out for that because my adopted, not adopted, like extended family adopted sister went to Spelman. So
Oh no, no.
she's yeah, she's out there.
Okay, see, outside our ATL, you already know. I lived out there for 8 years as well.
Wow. Word.
So I'm honorary ATLian. Also the next fronting, which is why I'm here on the Neptunes podcast. I throw a party called Frontin' with my good friend Chadwick, and the next party will be in August. If I hadn't mentioned that before, it'll be in DC. Just follow me on socials and keep you up to date with what's going on with that as well. And hopefully you can make it up, man.
I'm gonna try.
Come.
I'm gonna try. Like it's nothing like being in this Neptune's party, man. Like, cause I have a, like I said, my god brother raised me in the music. So like I'm super, first of all, super appreciative and have so much respect for people that like are good at the craft, like that actually take the craft seriously. Like I
Mhm.
had a couple DJs on the show. Like I respect the craft so much, but I'm also like super critical when I'm in the space and I'm like what was that transition? Like why you like where's the like what's the progression going? Like I'm lost. You supposed to be taking me on a journey? Where are we going, right?
Okay, well, we good with this. Yeah.
So anytime I can be in a space where I know, especially if I know in advance that there's gonna be all Neptunes, like I'm excited. I know I'm gonna hear every song I want to hear. I ain't gotta worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Hopefully, I can make it up there for sure. For sure.
Personal invite. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna text you.
Yeah,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
on, you coming up. We got the date. We got the date locked in.
Coming up to DC is nothing, man. I got fam up there. There's nothing to come up to DC.
Oh yeah. So what? That's an hour drive, child. Well, no, 2 hours.
I mean, depending on the traffic, it could be like coming from Richmond, it could be 145 if there's no traffic and I hit the easy pass.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Then you in there. Come
Nothing.
on, easy pass.
Nothing. That's
Yeah.
nothing. All right, Joe. Appreciate you so much. Hopefully we can catch up this summer. But everybody, thank y'all for listening to another episode of Neptune Sunday. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace and love.
Peace and love. God bless. Thank y'all.